Hello, it's Monday, and you know what that means? It's Monday with Marie, and we are going to be talking about productivity, mine. And I'm going to say to you that last week was really good. I was really productive. I followed my plan, which is a bit of a Pomodoro as well as time blocking and time blocking with color coding. And those two methods are extremely effective for me. They keep me very productive. And so that's been a great sort of lesson learned for me moving forward. That's going to be the productivity methods that I am going to be using for myself. And I hope if you've been going on this journey with me that you've also been able to sort of test out some different productivity methods to see if they work for you. With that, this will be the last update on productivity because I think I've found my space in this that has kept me organized and really making me work better and work smarter and not harder. So yay on productivity. With that, today actually I have an interesting thing that happened. I do have some questions, but I actually wanted to address something that sort of happened this weekend. And it was an interesting thing that kind of happened. And it's really around trust. And so what happened was I have a colleague of mine who is also a very good friend who is working on a program with some corporate clients. And so she hired out someone to actually facilitate those programs, which is fantastic. This person is amazing, and they've done really great work. And unfortunately, what happened was that the person said to her that they were going to do a workbook. And instead, what they did is they took the PowerPoint slides and printed those and called it the workbook. And people are paying a lot of money for this program. And so it got me thinking about something that I did very early on in my career. I was actually helping a colleague, and I was putting together the content for that particular program. And to be honest, it was something that I could do in my sleep, and I don't think I took it as seriously as I should have. And so this person became very frustrated with me because it wasn't up to par with their brand. And so over the years, I really learned that I have to treat my clients, my coworkers that I'm working for as clients, and to really provide them the best service. And so after that experience, that is what I've been doing. So I learned that lesson in terms about not just assuming because you're friends with someone that it's okay to not do your best. That being said, fast forward to this weekend where my friend is actually having this problem with someone else, my friend and colleague. And so I really said to them, which was interesting because they said, well, I trusted this person. And I said, I don't think it's a matter of trust. And, you can talk in the comments about whether or not you think it's a matter of trust. I think it's more a matter of expectations, that when we hire people to do work for us or we delegate work to people, it's not about not trusting someone. It's more about not setting expectations and not setting those boundaries. And I think that's what needs to happen, is that when we are hiring people to do something or delegating, we need to make sure that before the project begins, that we honestly sit down with them and we explain what our expectations are. And explain it in a space of not, I don't trust you or I'm trying to micromanage, but really saying, honestly, this is my brand. This is what's important to my brand. And these are my expectations, so that everybody walks in knowing what those expectations are. And then they can meet those expectations. And so I think when I look back on the situation that I had, many expectation that I didn't understand the expectation. And so that's what's really important here, is to really think about, what are those expectations? Are they meeting those expectations? And you're setting those expectations. And so with that, I want to say that that's really the conversation I want to have, is that when you're working with people, you need to make sure you set those expectations and let them know, what is your brand promise? What does that look like working with you and for you? And it's not a case of not trusting someone. It's really helping them understand what you want out of the project, what the end is going to look like. And on the flip side of that, if you're the person that's being hired or delegating, or the person that's being delegated to, you also need to understand what is expected of you. And so if that person is not having that conversation with you, it's really important for you to have that conversation with them and say, listen, I want to sit down and talk about what your expectations are. What is the brand promise that you are hoping to get out of this for the customer, the client, the other employees, whatever the project is about? And what are the things that you're expecting of me? And so that I can understand what that final outcome needs to look like. So it's really about having that conversation, setting those expectations, and really communicating it. And so I see a comment in here from Patricia saying expectations and communication. Absolutely. That's exactly it. It is expectations and communication. So with that, I want to thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. And remember, you set your own boundaries. You are responsible for making sure people understand what the expectations are, and you are responsible for communicating that. So have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you next Monday.